Come on in, everybody. Trying to get my iPod where I can see it. Let's see what we're going to play. We did routines this morning. We'll play Why Not Today first. Yeah. Let's do it.
I've been waiting for just the right moment to start living the life of my dreams. I was hoping some magical moment would come rescue me, but it hit me today. There's no better time to begin. This day I've been given is my day to start living, so I'm jumping in. Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. So why not today?
Confident knowing I'm still on my way. So why not today?
I've been searching in all the wrong places for the courage to follow my dreams, but I finally discovered the power lies inside of me. I could
Spend my life waiting
for something to show me the way,
but I would be missing
the wonderful blessing of embracing today. Why not today while
the sun is shining.
today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till
Till I live today.
So why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm confident knowing I'm still on my way. So why not today? I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm able, I'm learning to fly. But how will I know how high I can soar if I never try? Why not today while the sun is shining? Today while I know I can. The past is behind me, tomorrow can't find me till I live today. Why not today while my heart is ready? Today while it's in my grasp. If I start out slowly, I'm
Confident knowing
I'm still
on my way.
Why not today? Why not today? Why not today?
That's Eric Dodge singing our song, Why Not Today? And why not today? You know, now's the time to jump in and do what we've got to do. We got a new mug. We're going to take some time for ourselves. And I've got some vitamin C in it and some wonderful tea that's been brewing for an hour. And then I added my Wise Women tea bag, and I dropped my bag on the floor over here, and I can't get to it. She's fallen and can't get up. So here we go. You know that I don't believe there are any accidents. I don't believe there are any accidents. And as I was getting ready to come back to my studio to talk to you, my phone started playing music. And I hadn't had my iTunes up on my phone in forever. And it was one of my favorite groups, and it was a gospel song by Sheila. Selah, I think is the way it's pronounced. And the song was, I Look to You. And I just let it play because I kind of needed it to set the tone. Because what we're hearing on TV, from everything from our governor to the public announcer in Buncombe County, they're all saying words, but they're not saying anything. And it really made me angry. They just have to get on there and say something. They're telling us to stay put. They're telling us to wash our hands. They're saying the same thing over and over again. So before I got on here, I was dictating, because your phone lets you do that now. I was dictating a musing for you. A musing for you. Using my little note section. There's a little microphone there, and I could just talk, because I can talk. You know I can talk. And so I'm giving you some specific things to do for us to get through this crisis. Yeah, we're circling the wagons. Just think about it as being in an old Western movie. And when the wagon train circled the wagons because the Indians were attacking. Well, we're being attacked by an invisible invader. It's called the flu. The flu comes out every year, but this is a little different strain of the flu. It jumped from an animal to a human in a wet market in China. And it infected a bunch of people just before the Chinese New Year. And then everybody comes home for the Chinese New Year. And then they all went out again. And this virus has gone around the world. I was talking with my friend Esther this morning on Messenger. And I kept telling Esther, I said, Esther, honey, you got a book in you. You got to write this book, because she was there. She had the coronavirus. She's a black lady, and they discriminate against black folks in China like crazy. And she said, I went to the hospital in an ambulance, and they sent me home to die. Yep, they sent her home to die. But guess what she did? She looked to God. She asked for prayers. And we started praying for her. You and I started praying for her. She looked to God, just like that song popped up. She looked to God. And she started fasting because she was forced into fasting because she had no food. She had a little bit of rice, and she had water and tea. And she drank tea, she drank her water, and she got sick on the 23rd. I heard about her sickness on the 26th and started lifting her up, and we started lifting her up in prayer. And folks, she got through it, and she got back home to Tanzania in Africa. She got back home somewhere after February the 12th. But in 5 days, she was a lot better. And they sent her home to die, y'all. They sent her home to die. And she had nobody in China to look after her. Thank the Lord, her children were back in Africa. So let's look to God. Let's look to God. You know, there have been plagues. There's a plague of locusts right now in Africa that's not making the news. But there were plagues. I mean, if you've ever read the book of Exodus, go read the book of Exodus. There were plagues. The Nile ran red. Go read the book of Exodus. Look to God. And God is never going to let us down. There's a cure out there, and they're working on it. And we have factories in North Carolina working on it. I have a nephew, Brandon, who works in the industry of pharmaceuticals. I guarantee you that boy is working on it. He's smart. And he can get things done. So I'm counting on my health. I'm looking to God. Every time I'm washing my hands or I'm washing dishes, I'm saying prayers. I wear my prayer bracelet. I have a mustard seed right here for Ben and one for Dina. I'm going to add another mustard seed on here for all of us. I think there are people in Mexico with the virus. I really think there are. But I'm working on amusing for you. And folks, what we've got to do is keep the laundry going. Keep the laundry going. Keep the dishes clean. Get up in the morning and know what you're cooking for your family. Do this. We can get through this. But we've got to be diligent. We've got to look to the Lord, and we've got to do what needs to be done. I think our governor wants to shut us all down. But he said you have to have a plan. And we have a plan at the office. It just needs to be written down. The plan is they're staying 15 to 20 feet apart in the packing room. They're wearing gloves. They're wearing masks. Jack will take their temperatures. There's only 3 of them. And then there's Kathy, who's in her office. So we'll all be fine. Working on fine. Oh my, I don't iron. You want to know why I don't iron? Because I've learned a secret about one of our indentured servants, our dryer. I don't iron because I set my dryer on delicate for my clothes. Delicate, because it doesn't put wrinkles in the clothes. So if you will wash your clothes on delicate and dry your clothes on delicate, you won't get wrinkles in your clothes. I promise you, it works. Shepherd's pie, that's another thing that's kind of like a cobbler. I've got a pot of potato soup. And here's what I did. I fried up 3 slices of bacon. I cut it up and put it in the skillet and fried it up. When it got done, I added 1 small onion, chopped up pretty fine. And then I cut up 2 red potatoes and 2 white potatoes. The white potatoes will turn to mush and kind of thicken up the soup. The red potatoes will stay in pieces. And it is smelling mighty fine, I'm telling you. So we're going to have potato soup and we're going to have cornbread pancakes made with cornmeal and buttermilk. Yep, dryers do all the ironing at my house. I don't know where my cardinal is, but he's been around. Company casserole for us. You know, another thing I really like to cook is the church chicken casserole. You know, made with a can of soup and some rice and chicken thighs or legs or something. So y'all keep the laundry done. Know your meals. Don't go out in the public. Stay home. Please stay home. Because the longer we stay home, the better it's going to be. The better it's going to be. It'll be over faster if we can stay home for a solid 2 weeks without getting out of your house, except to sit in a sunbeam. We can get through this. All we got to do is look to Him and keep our routines going. Keep busy. Quit watching television. Quit listening to the talking heads telling us the same thing over and over and over again. We can do this. Now, we have a new mug. It's called Me Time. It went up middle of the afternoon yesterday. And I really like my mug. It's purple. And the president, he wants us to have something to look forward to. Now, we might not be able to get out of the house for Easter Sunday. But guess what? We can still have Easter with our families at home. Start planning your Easter dinner, y'all. Start planning it. You may not have everything you want, but start thinking about it. Pull out the Easter decorations for your children and have some fun with it. You can hide Easter eggs. I know you've got a bucket full of plastic eggs somewhere in your house. You really do. So let's have some fun at home planning our Easter. We can do this. We don't have to wait to go to church. We can have our own church service. We can read these sections in the Bible about the resurrection. And guess what? It'll be here. April the 12th is just around the corner. So here's what I want you to do, and this is going to be in my musing. Every hour, I want you to set a timer that goes off at the top of every hour. So at 11 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, and here it is, 3 o'clock. At the top of every hour, I want you having a buzzer go off on your phone. And that buzzer is your cue to pick up and put away. Everybody, pick up and put away. Think about it. Everybody pick up and put away the stuff that's out. If you do that every hour, you're going to not have things pile up. And it's going to be wonderful. I mean, you can even make some paper mache eggs and have some. You've got time now to do things that you've never had a chance to do with your children. Take advantage of this time. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So maybe you get some of your paints out and you paint some rocks. I know somebody left Robert a painted rock at Robert's rock. He has a big rock, y'all. He has a great big rock. And it made his day when somebody left a painted rock there. So paint some rocks, hide some rocks. Put out some good messages to people. You might not be able to hand them to them, but if you set them in a sunbeam, somebody's going to find them. Robert's Rock is wonderful. It's a boulder. It's bigger than a boulder. It's 2 rocks, by the way. Yeah, it is a big rock. I'll take a picture of it sometime and show it to you. But he loves his rock. He excavated this rock. We knew the rock was there, but it was covered in moss and stuff. And so he had a project. And his project was to uncover this rock. And he did it 2 summers ago. He did it. And it is absolutely beautiful. And he decorates his rock. He puts a pumpkin out. He does lots of things. So let's have some fun out in the sunbeam. Paint some rocks. Do some things. and not get all caught up in the news, because you could be watching one set of news and get a whole different idea of what's going on than another set. Even Leanne and I don't agree on things, but we listen to each other. So this week's going to be bad, y'all. It really is. But guess what? Next week will be better. And the week after that, it'll be a little bit better. And before you know it, we'll be back to normal. And it'll be summertime. Summertime. And we're going to be through this. And maybe by that time, we'll all have some kind of immunity, and there'll be a vaccine, because they're working hard on it. So let's drink up. Oh, that feels good going down. One day we're going to look back on this time that we had to stay home, and we're going to think, you know, it wouldn't hurt if we could have a couple of weeks at home. Couple of weeks at home. But not like this. Let's have a staycation the real way. I love you all. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is our errand day, but we're not running any errands unless you do it on the computer, y'all. Unless you do it on the computer. So let's look to God. And I'm going to go play that song again and listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. Yeah, the price of eggs is going to go up. I kind of wish we had chickens. I wish we had a chicken coop right now with chickens and have our own eggs. I like eggs, that's for certain. Little baby chicks right now. Maybe you can find some at the Tractor Supply place with some little chicks. That would be fun to raise some little chicks. And those of you who can give blood, there's a shortage of blood right now because car accidents and things are, people still get sick and need blood. People give birth and need blood. So if you can give blood, do it. Do it. I love you all. I'll see you later. Bye.